Okay, YouTube trivia. Here we go. Let's get started. Rules same as ever. First category in the news. Here's your first question. What notorious hacker activist group this week posted an ominous video on social media decrying the business practices of Elon Musk? Question 2. The Sea of Marmara in Turkey this week was overrun with a thick slime that was suffocating the creatures in the lake as it was overrun with sewage and pollution. What unpleasant sounding alliterative name was this slime given? Question 3. The head of what European country was slapped in the face this week while shaking hands with the public? Question 4. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle welcomed a new baby girl to their family this week. What did they name her? And question 5. 2 nights ago, in a somewhat controversial decision, the CN Tower was lit up red, white, and blue for what reason? Okay, your next category is all about the actor Dave Bautista. Here's your first question. Dave Bautista is likely best known for his role as a member of what spacefaring superhero group? And for a bonus point, what is his character's name? Question 7. Bautista plays the brute henchman in the latest installment of the Bond movies to hit theaters, in which he says only a single word. Named for the nefarious organization he works for, what is this movie called? Question 8. Bautista also had a minor role in the Blade Runner sequel, Blade Runner 2049, in which he is bested in hand-to-hand combat by Ryan Gosling's Agent K. Both characters are non-human machines known as what? Question 9. Bautista most recently stars in a Netflix original movie in which he assembles an eclectic crew of people to rob a Las Vegas casino of $200 million. The catch is that Las Vegas is besieged by what type of movie monster? And your last question in this category, before achieving moderate success as an actor, what sports league was Bautista a part of? Okay, your next question, your category, since it's almost Father's Day, is called Famous Fathers. I will name you a child, and you have to name who their famous father is. Here's your first one, Jaden Smith, born 1998. Number 12, Eve Hewson, 1991. 13, Rey from Star Wars. In this case, we're looking for the grandfather. Question 14, Blue Ivy Carter. And lastly, we have Sarah Millicent Hermione Touche Jessen, born 1914. Okay, last category in round one. Since it's Pride Month, this is all about people or members of the LGBTQ community. Here we go. Your first question. Tim Cook, pictured below, is the CEO of what large corporation? Question 17. Queen Christina is remembered as one of the most learned women of the 17th century, fond of manuscripts, books, paintings, and sculptures. Of what nation was she the queen? Question 18. Canadian actor Elliot Page has received a lone Academy Award nomination for his performance in what 2008 film? Question 19. One of the greatest NCAA basketball players of all time. Who is this woman pictured below, the only ever to score 2,000 points and block 500 shots at the collegiate level? And finally, the first openly LGBT woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives and then the Senate. Tammy Baldwin represents which U.S. state? Is it California, Michigan, Washington, or Wisconsin? Okay, that's the end of round one. Here's your answers. The notorious hacker group, they're called Anonymous. The slime was called sea snot or marine mucus. Either is fine. The head of France was slapped in the face. The name of the new baby for Prince Harry and Meghan, they named her Lilibet. And the CN Tower was lit up to honor the Montreal Canadiens. Dave Bautista was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and his character's name is Drax. In the Spawn movie, it's called Spectre. In Blade Runner, the machines are called replicants. In this movie, it's called Army of the Dead. They fight zombies. And before being an actor, Batista was in the WWE. Fathers: Jaden Smith's father is Will Smith. Eve Houston, that's Bono. Rey's grandfather is Emperor Palpatine. Blue Ivy Carter's father is Jay-Z, and this long mouthful of a name is the daughter of Winston Churchill. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Queen Christina is Queen of Sweden. Elliot Page was nominated for an Oscar for Juno. This woman, her name is Brittany Griner, and Tammy Baldwin represents Wisconsin. Okay, category 5 is called The Game is Afoot. This is all about feet. Here we go, your first question. Originally deriving their name from a line on a ship, what were comfortable athletic shoes called before they received the name sneakers? Next question, what is the name for a doctor who specializes in feet? Question 23, for what American company specializing in outdoor clothing and footwear is this the logo? Question 24, belonging to a Canadian TV icon whose feet are these pictured below? And lastly, for what type of activity would you most likely wear the following shoes? Okay, the next category is called Alphabet Zoop. So I'm going to show you a picture of an animal and give you a bit of a hint to its name. You just have to tell me what it is. Here we go. Here's the first one. So these little fish here, you can see this is the word here with some of the letters blanked out. What is it called? Next one. Again, this is the name of the animal right here with some of the letters blanked out. Number 28. 29. And your last one. Okay, let's move on. The next category is called The Game is Afoot. This is all about Sherlock Holmes. Here's your first question. At what address do Sherlock Holmes and Jim Watson live? Question 32. Who portrayed Sherlock Holmes in the 2009 Guy Ritchie movie named for the famous sleuth as well as the sequel? Question 33. Starring Johnny Lee Miller as Holmes and Lucy Liu as Watson, what is the name of the Sherlock Holmes-inspired CBS drama that ran for 7 seasons starting in 2012? Question 34. First appearing in the short story A Scandal in Bohemia, what is the name of the former opera singer and intelligent opponent of Holmes who appears in most adaptations of Sherlock Holmes, often depicted as a femme fatale? And lastly, portrayed by many including Andrew Scott on TV and Jared Harris in film, who is the arch nemesis of Sherlock Holmes? Last category in round 2 is called Change a Letter. Change one letter in the name of a tree, also the name of a character from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and get a word meaning to roll about or relax in mud or water. You need both words. Next question. Change a letter in the word that in Russian means fortress inside a city and get a word for a mischievous folkloric creature that is also a troublesome movie monster. Question 38. Change a letter in a word that is both a nautical term and means nonsense or rubbish and get a word meaning a period of excessive indulgence. Question 39. Change a letter in a word meaning lacking in courage and get a word meaning having longed for. And finally, change a letter in a word meaning being indecisive and get a word meaning to become dry and shriveled. Okay, that's the end of round 2. Let's look at the answers. Feet. Sneakers were originally called plimsolls. Doctor specializes in feet is called a podiatrist. This is the logo for North Face. Those feet belong to Polkaroo, and these shoes you typically wear for ballet. Alphabet Soup. These little fish are called remora. This is a caiman. This little guy is called a quokka. This is a hyrax, and the last one is an osprey. Sherlock Holmes and Jim Watson live at 221 Baker Street. 221B Baker Street. Sherlock Holmes in those movies was portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. This TV show starring Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu is called Elementary. The femme fatale from Sherlock Holmes, her name is Irene Adler, and the arch nemesis of Sherlock Holmes is Moriarty. Change a letter from the word willow and you get wallow. The word in Russian means fortress inside a city is Kremlin. Change one letter, you get gremlin. These two words, the nautical term meaning nonsense or rubbish is bilge, and you get binge. And the last one, lacking courage is craven, and having longed for is craved. Oh, there's one more. And then lastly, being indecisive is dither, and dry and shriveled is wither. Okay, let's move on to round 3. Your first category is As the Crow Flies, Montreal. So we've done this before. I'm going to give you 5 places. Here they are. You have to arrange them in the order of closest to furthest away from Montreal. Your 5 locations: Buffalo, New York; Charlottetown, PEI; Halifax, New York City; and Toronto. Arrange those from closest to furthest away. Those are your next 5 points. Okay, your next category is called Architectures. 5 questions about architecture. Here's your first one. What is the name of the style of architecture characterized by exceptional ornamentality and theatricality? You can see a picture. 47. What B word is the word for a low screen formed by railings of stone or other materials designed to prevent falls from roofs and terraces? 48. Born in Spain, what architect known for his unique buildings such as the one seen below has had 7 of his buildings declared UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Question 49. What type of bridge is this one pictured below? And finally, what highly acclaimed British architect is credited with rebuilding much of London after the Great Fire of 1666, including 52 churches, the Royal Naval College, and Hampton Court Palace, and continued to reshape the city for the next 40 years? Okay, general knowledge. Your first question: what does the word lambent mean? Is it to be preoccupied or distracted, usually at the workplace, glowing or flickering with radiance, or the appearance of being true or real? Question 52. What heroic legend of literature defeated the monster Grendel? Question 53. The Mir space station operated in low Earth orbit from 1986 to 2001. What does the Russian word Mir mean? Question 54. What does the AC button on a calculator stand for? And finally, dump, floater, and wipe are terms used in which team sport? Okay, 3 pointers. Name any of the African countries that the prime meridian passes through. Question 57. What single letter is the name of the 3 characters pictured below? 1 point for each. Question 58. Briefly, last week, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays led the league in all 3 Triple Crown statistics. What 3 stats make up the Triple Crown of baseball? 59. Name any 3 of the 4 liquid ingredients in a cosmopolitan. And lastly, in astrology, what are the 3 water signs? Okay, let's get the answers. So, from closest to furthest away from Montreal, you have Toronto, then Buffalo, New York, Halifax, and Charlottetown. Architecture, this is Rococo. This is a balustrade. The designer of this building and many others like it his name is Antonio Gaudi. This is a cantilever bridge, and the name of this architect who basically built London, his name is Christopher Wren. General lambent means glowing or flickering with radiance. The hero who defeated Grendel is Beowulf. Mir in Russian means peace. AC button stands for all clear, and these 3 terms are from volleyball. 3 pointers. The countries that the prime meridian passes through in Africa are Algeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Togo. So any of those. Use characters. The first one is J. Then we have V and Q. The triple crown of baseball is home runs, batting average, and RBIs. In a cosmopolitan, you have vodka, triple sec, cranberry juice, and lime juice. And the water signs in astrology are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay, that's trivia for this week. Hope you had fun.